Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69, and today we are going to be looking at the T110E3. It is an American Tier 10 tank destroyer, and what a beautiful tank this is. This was once upon a time the worst Tier 10 tank in the game. Not because it was really bad, it's just because the other Tier 10s was preferred over this. But Wargaming buffed the tank. They made it quicker, and even just that little buff completely changes the tank 100%. I mean, I think they took some armour from the tank, but just the speed of this thing, we're going to have 3 battles today, and all 3 of them are going to show the strengths of the tank and the weaknesses of the tank. So the front plate the front armour is absolutely amazing. The bottom plate is easily pinnable, especially with Pramo. And the cupola on top is very troll. When I come up against one of these, for some reason I always aim for that hatch, and I don't know why, because I can never pen it. I mean, I think I penned it a couple of times, and because I penned it a couple of times, I just automatically aim for the hatch. But it's very, very hard to pen. Very hard to pen. Other than that, it is still slow at traverse, and it hasn't got a turret, so you can easily get circled. You can be HE'd from the side, HE'd from the rear. So you always have to make sure you face the enemy at all times. Always have hard cover, just like Private Buzz here. We are going to watch. He does an absolutely fantastic job. In his email to me, he actually said, like, not a bad battle for a 51-year-old with slower reactions. So nice comment there, Private Buzz. And luckily, this battle come the day I'm actually making this video. So I cut out one of my replays to show this, as it does show its strengths on this battle. He manages to flank. He manages to flank around. He gets himself in a good position where he had side shots in on the Death Star. He had side shots in on the Jaeger, and at all the time he was there, he was not spotted because he was behind a bush. You couldn't do this back in the day because it was just too slow. And I mean, just think of a T95. Like, you would not flank in a T95 because it's just so slow. This was that tank back then. It was a bit quicker than the T95, not much quicker, but now this tank is quicker than a lot of the heavies. It's quicker than, or it's just as quick as E100s, Jaegerus, and that really changes the gameplay. You don't have to just go forward. You can go in. You can flank around just like Private Buzz has in this battle. He's flanked around the whole of the map, and he's flanked around into the spawn, and now he's got himself behind the enemy. So he's now going to face off with a Jag Tiger. The weaknesses of this, as I've said, is that bottom plate. So getting into ridge lines is great for this tank if you can hide that bottom plate. Now this position here isn't so great because to get his shots off, he has to go up the hill, and when you're exposing the bottom plate, especially when you're facing upwards, that does then become very, very weak. When you can get up close and personal like this, it's just an absolute beast. It's a monster, and it's almost, you're going to struggle to be able to penetrate it. So getting up close and personal with tanks like that, it is quite hard to get up close and personal with tanks because it hasn't got a turret and it is quite slow in traverse. Playing in these kind of positions where you are now behind the ridgeline, he is going to get some bounces, and he's bounced. Just keep watching his blocked damage counter. He's up to 1,420. It is 2 against 4 now. He knows that there is an E100 in that spawn area, in the green spawn. He knows now there is a T57 in front, and he also knows that there is an E4 coming around here. So as you can see, this position is absolutely fantastic. If you can hide that bottom plate and use that gun depression to actually get the shots off, it is one of the best tanks in the game, because there is just nothing this E4 can do. Fair enough, the enemy tanks, the T57 in particular, could have rushed him, and there would have been nothing Private Buzz would be able to do. But what you can't really see is on his team there is a waffle. So the T57 couldn't rush because there was a waffle there. Although the T57 just poked up in front of him and bounced every single one of these shells. He could have used that time to get behind him. And that would have been Private Buzz gone. So, unluckily for the T57 who made that error, he gets taken out. So Private Buzz is now on 4 kills. He's yet again had another bounce from that E4, who is not in the greatest positions to come up against an E3. And the VK there just misses his shot. So there's not much now the VK can do. But he does need to be careful, because there is, as I've said, the VK there and an E4. Gets a nice clutch bounce there from the E4 and a nice bounce there from the VK. So there goes the E4. It just now leaves the E100, who we know that was in that area. Here he goes. Now, what I would have done here, I would have just used the HE just to clear him, although that was a very unlucky bounce. He gets a nice bounce in return, but that was a very unlucky bounce into the side of the E100. He should have just used HE to clear him. This is a big caliber gun. You can easily do 93 damage anywhere on an E3, and he is going to pay for that, because now the time is running down. He has to push. There is only 30 seconds left on the clock, but because of that, he does get killed. But we are going to fast forward. They do manage just to get the clutch win. The waffle here is going to take him out. So Private Buzz, 5,400 block damage, and he also gets 5,000 damage for himself. So very nice battle, Private Buzz. Thank you for sending me that in 10 bounces. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Next up, we have me. We have myself in this battle and the next battle. This is with my good friend Manly Baby. He does help me out, to be honest, because my next battle that I'm going to show you was during a stream, so I had a pretty nice battle, and because I had that nice battle, I thought, you know what, it's been a while since I made an E3 video, so I'm going to go and try and get some E3 footage. So Manly Baby helped me that. He helped me with a little bit of damage, he helped me with some kills. So here we are. It is Supremacy, and we have decided to go to the left side. So the enemies, only reason I decided to go to the left side is because I thought the enemies would be here. They've only got one light tank, and in an E3, I don't play the E3 as a tank destroyer. I play it as a heavy, because the armour is just insane. Playing it front line is actually quite good to do in this tank, which is why I pushed this side of the map, because I thought all the enemy would actually be this side. Considering we have got a medium tank over them, they've got one light tank, we've got a light tank and a medium. I was actually really shocked to see all of the enemy go the other side, which kind of annoyed me, because I wanted to be in front of them. I wanted them to be in front of me, and I wanted to get some bounces and some damage. But nevertheless, because of the speed of this, we can flank around. Now, for the first half of this battle, I am going to be a complete noob, and we are going to miss out on so much damage. Instead of aiming properly, we only do 300 damage to the grill. And as I've said, getting close and personal, that is just aim. Meadsy, aim. Aim, aim, aim. Because I didn't aim, I shot the Object 268 gun. So we missed out on another 600 damage there. So we've missed out so far on probably about 1,000 damage. Now, again here, I shoot the grill doing 500 damage with APCR. Like, the grill has so much armor, we needed to shoot APCR. So I'm gonna try and get my act together. We've only done 800 damage. We are a tank down, and here comes the Object 268. We are trying to angle, but as I've said, when you are quite close up and personal like that, if they're going to aim at your bottom plate, there is not much chance that you are going to bounce. So here we start getting our act together. Manly Baby, nice shot there on the 268's rear. So we do manage to take him out for our first kill. So it's now 4 against 6, but the grill has just taken out our E75, which means I can just come around this corner nice and easy, and we can take him out for my second kill. So it's now 3 against 4. Manly Baby's just got himself a kill. He killed the Bat Chat, and now our chieftain up there, I think it is, he's got 4 tanks on him. Manly Baby takes out the E75, so he's now pulled it down to a 3 versus 3. I'm on 2,200 damage. We've only blocked 640, one shot from the grill. And now this is just stupid. We can see the waffle. We're waiting for the waffle to pass. We have both got HE loaded. And just as the waffle we think is going to pass, we actually both shoot and miss. That at the moment is the luckiest waffle on earth. Unfortunately, our chieftain doesn't manage to survive, which, to be honest, is his own fault. He's still in spawn. He deserves to. Doesn't deserve to stay alive. So it now just leaves me and Manly Baby. But I captured the base A at the beginning of the game, so we are now up to 700 supremacy points. So I'm actually on voice with Manly Baby, and I'm even saying to him, God, geez, this is going to be an easy win. We've got this. You're full hit points. I've still got plenty of hit points. This is an impossible loss. We can't lose this game. So the WZ is now very low hit points. The waffle is now going to overtake base A. We take out the WZ now. Manly Baby was capping base B, but to be honest, we can easily win this. So he decides to come off the base and allow the red team to gather up some points. So we don't fire HE there on the waffle, which we should, but Manly Baby does. So he is now a one-shot, but I've now got an E100 behind me. So I'm going to hopefully take care of the waffle. He is reloaded, and we do get a nice clutch bounce, and we do take him out. And all we need to do now is reverse, hopefully in time. And you can just see there, we didn't get there in time, but the E100 just donks his shot. And we can get a shot into his track. We can track him into position, and then we can use this rubble here to hide ourselves. So what Manly Baby's going to do, he is going to go and take the shots. He's full hit points. He can take a shot. He knows I'm on 4 kills, so I want my 5th kill. E100 shoots, so it allows me to get one more shot into him. And now Manly Baby is going to try and take the attention of the E100 from the other direction. There's no point in him being this side, because then it allows the E100 to shoot either of us. Whereas if he comes behind him, you can see there the E100 as turn, which allows me to get a shot into his turret. And just as I was about to push, he decides to look at me. And as you can see, we have an HE shot loaded. Nice HE shot there from the E100. Unfortunately, not enough to take me out, so it allows me to get my 5th kill. So 7 kills between us. I finish on 5.6k damage, but only because Manly Baby let me have a little bit of damage there. He finishes on 3.7, so still not bad. 10k damage between us, which is very good indeed. And we made all of our shots count, almost. Except for that E100, except for that Object 268 where we hit his gun. So next up, we have, this is my stream battle. This was my stream, the Unbambushka stream, and I'm platooning with Hyper Spider. And this is one of the best maps for this tank. If you can push the C area, I prefer this map when it's not supremacy in this tank, because the majority of the people do go this side. And if you can push around the C area, you can really get yourself into a good position. But because it's supremacy, I'm not really able to do that this battle, because the enemy doesn't really, I mean, half of the enemy come this side, half of the enemy have gone to cap other bases. So you can see now they are going to cap A, and they're also going to start capping B. So it leaves the M48 pattern, the Jag Tiger, in very, very vulnerable. And there is also an E4 around here as well. So we are going to start pushing towards the cap. We're going to get up the cap to get a shot in on the M48. We're going to get one shot in him, so he's now in a very bad position. I'm not sure what this Jag Tiger thinks he is doing crossing the river like this in a tank with no turret. He's really not in a good position. Now, the E4 misses us there. I don't know if he was aiming for our hatch on top, but he should have been aiming for our bottom plate, which would have been really weak in this position. And the Jag Tiger, well out of position, we managed to take him out. So the enemy are now 2 tanks down, but they have got 2 bases. I'm going to leave the E4 for Hyper and my other teammate, the T54E1, and I'm going to start coming behind because we know that there is tank spotted. Now, usually I would go up this ramp, this little hill here, but not in an E3, because that means you have to look down on the enemy. You really don't want to be looking down on the enemy from that position, because that means your bottom plate is going to be really, really weak and really easy to pen, even in a tier 9 with normal ammunition. So this is why I decided to come around and not go up, because at least I have ridges here to protect me. We get a nice hat shot there in on the IS-8, putting him down to a 1 shot. But now the enemy have still got 2 bases. They are still winning on supremacy points, but they have only got 4 tanks left alive. We're going to poke forward, and you can see, using at this angle, you will get some bounces. And now, we're not going to get actually that many bounces this battle, but only because we didn't really have the opportunity. Nice juicy Leopard PTA, 990 HE damage into him. And now what I wanted to do, I'm going to ignore the Leopard PTA because he is going to back up, so I'm not able to get a shot. And I'm going to leave Hyper to deal with him while I'll go and help my IS-7. So we are going down. I think the T-57 is on a reload, and we do manage a nice high roll, 743 damage into him. But the enemy, the cap points are building up. I mean, there is only 2 tanks left alive. The IS-7 does take out the IS-8, and there is now just the Death Star remaining. So far we have blocked 1,000 damage, which is not much really, but as I've said, there hasn't really been opportunity to block, and when I have had the opportunity to block, I have. And we can poke round just before our Leopard gets to the Death Star, and we can take him out for our 3rd and final kill. So 5,800 damage. Nice battle there from Hyper in his E3, 200 damage and 2 kills. So that is the E3, guys. An amazing tank. If you haven't got the tank, it definitely worth is getting. Very strong and very nice. Nice gun, nice armour, and it's just really, really nice. Definitely worth getting. I'm Meadsy69. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.